Hello, so I'm standing on my third floor balcony, May 6th, 2023, and I see over the mountains these light beings forming and assimilating themselves. The picture on the left at the bottom, that's what it started out as. Um, One little light being to the left, and then some more light beings that assimilated themselves.
Oh my God,
Then,
something is coming up. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
that's on top of the mountain, and those golden
Look at
things are
that.
light
Compared
beings.
to the rest of the sky.
Are light beings. They were one at a time, and they assembled themselves. Okay, I'm gonna leave the full video on another post. But do you see how they're moving? Those are like, look at that. But I'm about to go back to the very beginning.
Dark clouds. That means you see that clothing?
Right
Just
here.
clothes. Nothing else.
Do you see those two big eyes? That's a whole being right there. That's a whole being right there above the sky. Right there. Those two big eyes right above this building. And then to the left of it, it looks like a woman and a baby. So do you see those two big eyes on the right? Those two big eyes, they look like they're either pulling up energy or pulling out energy. I don't know what it's doing. But you can see that's a face. And then but it looks to the left like that's a lady, her hair, and it look like she's holding a baby. Do you see the lady to the left? And do you see the two eyes? You can see his hair and you can see his ear. And it goes and it starts to condense down and it starts to go into a ship that's in the sky. You see those two eyes? That's a big face. That's a being, a live being. Those eyes are alive. And now those two eyes are coming together and they're condensing itself and going into that going into the ship. And that woman and that baby was in condensed in that white, that's a live intelligent being, and going into it's going into the ship. You see how the white lightness is going into the dark ship. You can see it right there, right where the dark starts. And where those two big eyes were, you can see them condensing down and going into the ship in the sky. So that woman, that must be her ship. She's going into it. And you can watch the whole thing in the video.
I can't even get it in the camera.
So that was
but there's a white
a few
thing
minutes
to the
ago or
right.
whatever time. So then I look over here at the mountains,
small white thing that is approaching.
and I see these floating things. They were moving around and floating, and I seen it was only started out as one, and now there's a whole bunch of them. That's a whole bunch, but they assimilate.
But they don't move like clouds.
Look at them. They're moving. They're assimilating together. But that's how it was at the beginning. You see them moving and assimilating? They're about to assimilate and make that golden chariot type thing that they made earlier. And those dark clouds right there, that's a cloaked ship. Now I'm just gonna fast forward it. And do you see how they're starting to form? Just sitting on the mountain. Look at it, chilling, sitting. That's a live, intelligent being. Then light starts to glow from out of the mountain. I don't know if that's sunlight or what kind of light. That's energy light that something's been putting energy. I seen a ship put energy into those mountains yesterday. Yesterday a ship was on top of the mountain pouring dark energy into it. And now today, this is coming out. And those chariots, those light beings are forming chariots. All those light beings, they're like mini put together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many there are, Each of them, or many of them. But then the light starts to go down. Nothing comes out of the mountain. I thought something was going to come out of the mountain, but nothing that I could see. And it starts to cool down. Starts to cool down. Starts to cool down.
Do you see how it's turning and going towards the mountains? It's turning and going that way. I've never seen a cloud with direction. It's actually turning and going that way.
And then 20 minutes later,
it's going to be at the mountains at 8 o'clock.
20 minutes later, these cloaked UFOs came across top of the building.
Do you see how it's turning and going towards the
It was going straight, and now it's turning, going towards the mountain.
Going that way. I've never seen a cloud with direction. It's actually turning and going that way.
Those are cloaked.
It's going to be at the mountains at 8 o'clock.
And do you see where
pushing down
the third one, that first one at the bottom, how the sky is cloaking?
Okay, so do you see how those...
It cloaked that first one.
But do you see how there's an energy? There's an energy eating up those clouds. Like they're merging together. Look at that. Those clouds are merging. Remember, they've been like that all this time.
That's dark
look,
indigo.
There was already one that it already merged with. I didn't get that on camera, but there was 3 right there. One is already gone. Now look at this one. You see that? It's going into the sky.
It's cloaking the ship that's already cloaked. It's cloaking it. It's going into the sky. Like the universe is showing us how they cloak themselves. But that's the whole ship, because there's lights in there that's going around inside that ship, doing all kinds of stuff inside that ship. And it does not come out of the dark part. It just goes around the dark part. There's lights in there moving around.
Whoa, that is a lot of energy in the sky.
And that's a ship, and those are some other ships.
Heavy. It's dark. That's energy. Y'all see it? Y'all see it? Y'all
Do you see
it?
that energy coming towards the building?
And it covered the whole sky. I should probably go in the house.
It covered the whole sky, and then it covered the whole building. Like it came this direction of the building, and it went through the whole building. That energy, it was like an energy storm, like pure consciousness. That's pure consciousness. It's alive, it's conscious, it's cloaking itself, it's making itself into a ship, and then it dematerializes and goes into the mountain. See, that's the same ship a few minutes later, or however long later. Now it's white because the ship went into the mountain, it's pouring into the mountain. And you can see the lights going around. You can see the lights going around in the white cloud. But the ship itself poured into the mountain. Thank you for watching.